we have got a lovely little treat for you today on Totally Beads. So I've put together some little gift bundles. I thought, obviously, time for gifting is fast approaching, and I thought if you had any younger ones that like making in your family, whether that be nieces, nephews, grandchildren, this would be a perfect little present for them. Or, of course, you can buy to make yourself to gift them as well. I'm saying gift them, you're welcome to wear them and keep them yourself. But there are 3 in each kit, 3 sets, and each set's going to make a lovely necklace and a lovely bracelet. We've got beautiful little enamel charms, some sparkly half crystals, spacer beads. We've got size 6 and 8 millimeters. With your beautiful coloured beads as well. You get elastic, you get chain, you get pins. So it's a perfect little bundle for somebody who just wants to make lovely jewellery, and you can do lots of different things with them because you're going to get 3 in your kit. You can swap around those enamel charms as well. So I'll show you what I've done with mine, and you can do whatever you like with yours. So I'm going to say a quick good morning to everybody. It's very bright and sunny here today, but it is cold. Rachel says it's sunny and cold in Barrow as well. Hello to Carol. Hello to Lisa. Good morning to Camille. Oh, Jan was in first. I missed Jan. She says good morning, Natalie, and everyone from a damp and miserable Sudbury. So say good morning to Lisa. Camille's in. Hello to you, lovely. Good morning to Nina. And Royati's here as well. So I'm going to take you over to the website now. I'm going to show you what's in your bundle today, and then we can have a little play around with design. As I say, I've set mine out in a particular way, but there's loads in here you could do all sorts with. You're also going to get some lovely little pinch veils too, which just add that little extra dangle. Camille says it's not bright or sunny here. Well, I've tried to draw the curtain across. So far, so good. But as the sun moves round in the front, we'll see how my map gets on. Good morning to Anne. She says, good morning, Natalie, and everybody from a sunny Runcorn. Well, hello to you, lovely. And Mina says it's miserable in Leicester. I bet you wish you were still away, don't you, Mina? Okay, so I'm going to head over to totallybeads.co.uk. Let me just go back a page. And this is where you're going to find your kits today. So all being well, you should be able to see the website screen. Can you see the website? Oh, there you go. It was a little bit slow, but here it is. So we're on totallybeads.co.uk. Head into the video tutorial category, and you will see we're doing the Dora gift bundle. It's really, really sweet. I really like these enamel charms. So 4 colourways. You can get aqua, pink, red or white. They are reduced to just £7.99, and that's making 3 sets. So you'll get 3 necklaces and 3 bracelets for just £7.99. So really nice if you have craft fairs, as say if you've got younger people in your life that you'd like to make and gift for, or if you'd like to have a little afternoon making with them, then you could pop this for £7.99. It is a proper good deal for a little stocking filler. I'll show you what you get in each of your colourways. So in the aqua, we've got lovely glass beads. We've got kind of like a glitter effect one, and we've got 2 sizes. So you're getting your 8 and your 6 millimeter rounds, all in the same beautiful kind of colour. I'll show you those down on the mat so you can see the difference between them. They've got nice large drill holes, so when you're using your elastic, you don't need, if you want to bring that through twice, you can strengthen it up that way. It's going to be large enough to get the elastic through, or whatever threading material you choose to use. If you want to change it up, if you want to make a stretchy, then you can also hide that knot, that big surgeon's knot inside one of those beads quite easily, and you don't need a needle. You can just do it all by hand. So nice, easy make. Also, if you've got, dexterity problems, then I think this is a nice one as well to do. You don't need to wrap any loops. You can do again if you want to, but the pinch bails that are included are going to enable you to attach whichever charm you want. And what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, we've got pins as well, so you just need to turn that loop to make those double connectors. So you can see you've got two gorgeous enamel charms, or two types of gorgeous enamel charms. You've got a pretty little butterfly and a lovely little flower. But because you're getting 3 sets, if you wanted, you could add the 2 butterflies, one on the necklace, one on the bracelet. You could make yourself it with the flowers, or you could do a bit of a mismatch like I've done with the flower and the butterfly, because I thought they complemented each other well. So you're getting those lovely enamel charms. All of your findings are going to be gold plated, because they're going to match the kind of framing on those lovely enamel charms. You're getting your acrylic spacers, again, nice large drill hole. I think the acrylic spacers are 6mm in size as well. So they're nice and large. You've got that lovely pinch bail, which if I hover over here, you can see they've got that kind of little fluted kind of bit of a fan design. So I think it matches the flower really pretty. You're also getting your Eyepins, which are 50mm in size. So a nice long length if you want to make this kind of double drop. Of course, you've got that gorgeous faceted crystal heart as well. And not only are you getting all of those goodies, but you're getting elastic and a snake chain. The snake chains are lovely. They're gold plated. If you want to have a little scroll down, you'll see all of the things that you're getting in this kit. Beautiful enamel charms, gorgeous, gorgeous beads. So you can see I'm using the glass glitter jade beads here. So they are glass, but they've got this lovely kind of glittery coating on them, and I'm using the blue in those, and the milky glass beads are it says sea green, it's blue. I think when you put it with the butterfly particularly, it brings out that kind of turquoisey colour to them. This is your snake chain, so it's nice and strong, nice and sturdy, very comfortable to wear, no snagging with them, and I think it's 60cm, so a nice long necklace as well. You don't have to use that if you don't want to. You can use that for something else. You could just put that gorgeous faceted heart directly on a pin and on your pinch bail if you wanted to. There's lots of different things that you can do with this design, but you can see here there's lots of lovely things in your kit. So for £7.99, this is the aqua set, making 3 necklaces and 3 lovely stretchy bracelets. Lots of things to play with. I had a lot of fun putting this one together. This one is your lovely pink. So again, all of the same lovely components. It's all on kind of gold findings, your spacer beads and your pins, your chain, your pinch bail. But this time I'm using the light opal pink beads. You've got these gorgeous butterfly charms and flowers. You can see the back of them are really pretty as well. And we've got those gorgeous faceted hearts. The faceted hearts, the same in every kit. Faceted, full of sparkle, really, really pretty. Catch the light beautifully. And we're also using the glass jade glitter in pink. So you can have a little look at those components as well. Mina, I can see you selling these on your craft fair. I think they'll go down a treat. This one is your lovely red. I really love the colour of this. It's gorgeous. Those charms are so pretty. Beautiful flower with pretty detail in the centre. Lovely shaped leaves and a little dangly butterfly to match. Again, if you wanted to, you could just use the flowers, could just use the butterflies, could just use the little dangly heart, whatever you want to do. And I'm using the red glitter jade and the red milky glass beads, which are 6 and 8mm in size. And lastly, we've got the white colourway. Now this has got like an opalescence to it. If you've ever seen opalite, which is like a synthetic gemstone or man-made gemstone, it's got that kind of look to it. Very kind of milky and sparkling, just pretty. So you can see here, if you want to scroll down, I mean, that says ice blue. Frosty maybe, but I suppose it depends with what you pair it with. I'll show you them down on the mat and you can see what you think the colour is. For me, they are very much a kind of shimmery white, icy colour, and I've got the clear opal in the milky glass as well. So 4 lovely colours, £7.99, making 3 sets, so you're going to get 3 of your necklaces and bracelets. I think it's a really good price and lots of fun and easy to make. So let me just swap my screen over. I'm still not used to all of these buttons and whatnot. I will bring that one up. Sorry, it's a bit cumbersome, but I'll get there eventually. Can you see my mat okay? So who else have I got in? Oh, loads of you are here. Hello and welcome. So I've got Elaine who's in a cold Accrington. Lisa's in. I've got Emmeline. Good morning to you. Good morning to Kim, who's in a very wet Essex. So you're not too far away. I don't really know where Canvey Island is, but I don't think, Kim, you're too far away from our warehouse, which is Clacton upon Sea. That's kind of Essex way, I think, isn't it? Accent sounds similar to, well, to me, to the untrained ear. Good morning to Janice as well. She says, I found my stash yesterday with the little flowers, which I was going to use for key rings. You could add this to a key ring, absolutely no problem. I haven't got a key ring to hand, but you could just attach that there. That would be really, really sweet. Move them up a little bit so you can see. Good morning to Rachel. She's talking places which I've not heard of. Oh, I've heard of Barking. Yeah, I've heard of there. Good morning to Lisa. Hello to Judith. Carol's in. I don't know whether I've got a repeat of comments. Good morning to Kath. I don't know what's going on with my computer at the minute. Joanne's in as well. She's in a dull and damp Coventry. Debbie's arrived. Hello to you. Camille's asking, why am I the only one with the sunshine? Send some down here, please. I mean, as soon as I've not got, the camera down on my mat, it'll probably disappear. I need a bit of sunshine in my life at the moment, Camille. I need a bit of cheering up. Sally's in. She's saying, good morning. It's dull in Torbay. Weather forecast's not good for the south. No, well, you've been getting floods and all sorts, haven't you? So I hope you're all right. I will try and keep an eye on the comments. I do struggle if I want to keep the page so I can see it on my camera. So give us a little nudge if you've got any questions or tips. So these are your colours. So you can see this is the lovely pink. That butterfly is so sweet. I think I'm going to demo the bracelet. Little elastic stretching, I'll probably do the pink. This is the white. So you can see, I suppose on camera here, they do have a little bit of a blue tone to them on those larger ones. Good morning, Mags or MAGS in Redditch. She says dull and windy here. Kim says, yeah, not too far from Clacton, about an hour away. I visited the warehouse a couple of years ago and met you there on one of your visits. Oh, we timed that well then, didn't we? And hello to Judith, who's in a bright West Lothian. See, Judith's got the sunshine too, Camille. So that's your white one. I will hold up. I'm sorry. Can you see the shimmer on that heart? It's so pretty, and it spins too. So again, a little bit of fidget jewelry if you like to spin your wares. There you go, just milky glass beads, pretty little pinch bail, gorgeous little flowers. So you could, if you wanted, add your flower charm to the bracelet instead and your necklace, or you could add your butterfly. You can do whatever you want with these, and look at your gorgeous snake chain too. It's too much on my mat to focus, but I just think they're lovely. And that's fastened with a little lobster clasp. So all of that is, you know, done for you. It's just a case of assembling them. I will put some out the way that I know I've shown you. So all of your hearts are going to be shimmery and lovely on all of your sets, whichever colour you choose. This is the beautiful red. Love those colours, and you can see the glitter on that jade as well. It's kind of like a cherry red, really, really pretty. Good morning to Marjorie. She says, I feel cold here in Liverpool. I don't know what it's like outside. I haven't opened the curtains. Well, I'm on Merseyside, Marjorie, and I went to do the school run this morning. My little one refused to put his gloves on, and it was really, really cold. So it's bright, but it's cold. So stay in, get the heating on, get making. Joanne says, very subtle blue in the pink and white colourway. It's this one. I mean, it does kind of, that looks more pinkish to me. I suppose it depends what you put it against, doesn't it? If it's down on my mat, then it's very much white. Rachel's loving the red. I'm loving the red as well. Really love. Look at those lovely little charms. And because they're on the pinch bail, they've got like a little bit of movement and dangle to them as well. Hi, Anastasia. How you doing? And the blue. I have not shown you the blue. They're just really sweet. Lots of things you can do. I think they are perfect for young makers, and you can't really see. I've brought that elastic around twice for extra strength, but the drill holes in those beads mean that knot is hidden. I have stretched them out to try and find it. Should be around here. There you go. So if I pull it out, you can see it, but it does fit inside, and that's a strong surgeon's knot as well, so they're usually a little bit more bulky. So let's start with a bracelet, and then we'll do a lovely necklace. So in your kit, you're going to get your 0.6 elastic. All I like to do is just condition it first. By that I just mean give it a little bit of stretch. I haven't got any oranges or lemons, Camille. I was just going on what colour charms we had available. So I just pulling it through my hand, really, just stretching it out. All that does is just make sure that over time my bracelet, which will kind of stretch out anyway, isn't going to get too big and too baggy really when it's being worn. So I just condition it by just giving it a little stretch, little bit of a pull and a little pull through my hands and my fingers. I'm going to leave it on my reel. I'm not sure how yours will come. It probably will be on a reel, I'm guessing, if you're getting enough to make 3. So I'm going to keep my elastic. Because I've got lots, I'm going to bring it through. Do I need the board? Are you going to be able to see what I'm doing? White on white's not great, is it, with the clear elastic? But it's a 0.6, so it's going to go through my beads really easily. So I just got to decide what charm. I'm going to use the pink beads, I think. So I think I'm just going to do as I've done on the samples. I'm going to use the little butterfly. You can see it's got that gorgeous enamel colour inside. Really soft, really beautiful. The back's got those lovely little lines on it too, all in that gorgeous kind of goldy plate colour. Good morning, Shelley. How are you doing? Joanne says, I know you love the blue, although I think I would have difficulty choosing between them all, the lovely colours. I mean, I know we're approaching we're basically in winter, aren't we? But these are very spring and summer for me, and I just think sometimes, as Camille said, we need a little bit of sunshine on a dark, cold day. So I think, yeah, lovely little gifts. So I'm going to take my pinch bail. Now you'll see it's got this lovely little kind of, do you know what you would call that? Almost like a fleur-de-lis, I suppose. And that's the same on both sides. However, there is a little stamp on there. So I'm just going to make this my front so you can't see that stamp. And with a pair of pliers, you can do it with your fingers, but what I tend to find is very gently, I just pop my pliers inside and give it a little stretch open. Not too much, just a little bit. You'll see with a pinch bail, they just pinch in to close. It's like they've got little kind of teeth. I'm going to pop in my charm And then just with my fingers, again, you can do it with your pliers if you want, but just with your fingers will do. What should happen is they should just kind of sit, if I can show you, just slightly next to each other. So if I hold it like this, you might be able to see I've got one kind of little tooth in one direction and one in the other. Let's get into the camera. There you go. And if I push it, they should just pinch closed. So pushing it down, and that will just close over my little charm. So I'm going to just thread that on first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my lovely large spacer. And then I'm going to add my charm. And then I'm going to add another spacer bead. And then for the size I'm after, I'm probably going to make about 7 inches, maybe just over. And of course it's going to stretch having the elastic. So you can change this to, you know, whatever size. You just add more or less of the beads. For the larger milky glass ones, I'm going to use about 12. So when I say larger, they're the 8mm. So I'm just going to take these off my string. Would have probably been easy to just cut the string. So 12 of those of the 8mm. There's a slight delay on my camera. And then for these lovely shimmery ones, I'm going to use about 11 of those. So again, and then I'm just using the 2 spacers and 1 charm. Hi Anastasia. Oh, is it Thanksgiving? Happy Thanksgiving to you, my lovely, and everybody else who's celebrating that. Okay, so I'm going to just start alternating. So I'm going to start with the larger, and I'm just alternating with the between 8 and the 6mm. You can see it's going through my elastic really easily. And they're really quick, nice little makes to do. You could, of course, if you wanted to multi-buy on these as well. I think this would look really nice with some of the blue colourway mixed in, because the colours are quite complementary. You've got those lovely kind of soft, glittery kind of pastel tones. So nice large drill hole on both of the beads means that 0.6 elastic will just thread through nice and easily. I'm just going to alternate between the glittery jade glass bead, which is 6mm and full of sparkle, and then these milky glass 8mm. So make it to the size that you want to. Measure it against a ruler. Of course it's elastic, so it's got that extra stretch, and giving it, when you are wearing or putting on your bracelets, roll it down your hand rather than like stretch it out. And it should be nice and strong and durable though, because I'm going to run this thread back through. So I've started with the larger bead. I'm going to kind of finish with the larger bead as well, but I want my knot to be round the back. So you can put your beads on in any order you want, but I tend to find doing it this way is just, I know what pattern I'm getting into. So I'm going to take my elastic and I'm just going to bring it all the way back round. Again, because I've got that large drill hole, I'm not needing to use a needle with this. Let me just put it that way so I can get through. So I'm just going back through the bail and then back through the spacer again. So essentially you'll have 2 threads of elastic running right round the bracelet. Got the lamp right in my face, so that doesn't help. If you want to as well, you could pop a little bit of clear nail varnish on the end of your elastic if you felt you wanted to kind of stiffen that up a little bit, and then you can maybe use it a little bit more like a needle. But it is firm enough to just go through the hole in the bead. Sometimes you can get it'll go through a few holes, a few beads at once. So I'm just going to take that round. Probably pulled quite a lot of elastic off there, so I am going to end up being a bit wasteful. I've got more than enough to bring it right round to the front, but I'd quite like my knot to be towards the back. You could hide it in the spacer bead because they've got a large drill hole too. You could hide it underneath your pinch bail if you wanted to. You can pop it wherever you want. So I've got a few nieces and I've got quite a few, well, Frank's got quite a few friends in his class, and just that he's met through various groups that I know like making jewellery. And I think this would be a nice little project to do with them. I'm going to cut off from my reel, and then I'm going to start bringing this end through, just so I can meet towards the back. So I'm taking the elastic, which is 0.6 millimetre, and that is nice and strong, and I can get that through the beads twice and still fit that knot through as well. So when I've brought that back through and I've brought my ends together, I'll bring this one round there. If you line up the beads, sometimes you can get the elastic through 2 at once or more than once. So my ends have come together. I'm going to give it a little pull, just get that shape right. And then I'm just going to tie a surgeon's knot. So I'm going to, for this, just put my mat down so you can see that elastic a little bit better. when I do a surgeon's knot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one end and I'm just going to bring it through the loop in the middle, so cross them over, and then I'm going to pull that down. As I pull, it's going to pull that bracelet together too. I'm then going to take the other side, cross it over, and bring that through the middle. So it's essentially like a double knot. Now, as I pull, not only am I pulling those elastic threads away from each other, I'm also going to open it up a little bit and pull those down too. So I'm pulling that knot in both ways, which should tighten that up nicely. And then to do the surgeon's knot, just one more for good luck, I'm going to take one over the other. So in this case, I've got my left going over the right side. No, that's the right going over the left side, but it really doesn't matter. And then this side is going to go through the centre as normal once, and then I'm going to bring it through the centre again. So I've done those two little wraps, and then I'm going to pull that right down, nice and tight. So my bracelet is nice and secure. Then what I can do, if I want to, I can add a little bit of jewellery glue or a little bit of clear nail varnish. And I'm just going to dab a little bit from that brush onto the end of that knot and leave that to dry. Now, when it has dried, here's one I've made earlier. I'm just going to take my cutters and I'm going to trim off those ends nice and close. And then I'm just going to push the bead so that knot should fit inside. Give it a little wiggle. Do the trimming a little bit more off, but you should be able to just squeeze that in. And then your bracelet will look fairly seamless. Again, if you want it bigger, you can just add more of your beads in. If you want to make it smaller, you can just take it out. So you've got 4 lovely colours with the little butterfly charms. Nina says, sorry, Miss Lots, went on a work call. You've not missed anything. Just been making little stretchy bracelets. She's asking as well, could you do a jewellery making kit? Remind me and I'll send you a photo. What do you mean, like tools, Mina? Or do you mean like a little bundle like this? Because this has got all sorts in. It's got your elastic, it's got your snake chain, it's got your eye pins, it's got spacers, it's got charms, it's got beads of 2 sizes. Anastasia's saying Thanksgiving is this Thursday. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving. Does that mean you're going to have to get to eat lots of lovely food? Just Me says, looking forward to receiving my Crackle Crafts kit any day now. Thank you, Natalie, for your great tutorials. You are most welcome. I hope you have loads of fun making them. Okay, so they're your bracelets. Now we're going to do our lovely necklace. So I've put my necklace together like this. Of course, if you want to, you can change that up. So you could put your lovely little sparkly heart, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that sparkly. It's got the most beautiful rainbow colours in it. So if you wanted to, you could just pop that on a pin and you can dangle your charm directly off it. The drill hole here runs from top to bottom. It's not through the side, it's top to bottom. So to attach that, you would really need to attach it on the pin, and then you could have that gorgeous little sparkly heart. You can add the beads to it in this drop. You could just pop one of the butterflies or the enamel charms on, and you could just put that directly onto your chain if you wanted. You could do whatever you want. So for this, I'm gonna do the blue. So I will need, for this design that I've created, I'm going to need 2 of my pins. So these are 50mm, so a nice long pin. They've already got 1 loop on the bottom of it, so I'm going to need 2 of those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my large spacer and slide that on. I'm just going to add, rolling beads all over the place. I'm just going to add 3 of those kind of milky opaline looking beads, which are the 8mm, and then I'm going to add another one on top. That's just going to give it a nice little dangle. And now I'm just going to turn a loop to match the top. So you can turn this any way you want, to the side or behind. Just watch which direction that loop is sitting at the bottom, because you'd like it to hang in the same way. So I'm going to turn it so my loop is facing to the side almost, and just pop a little bend in there to almost a 90-degree angle. I'm going to trim off a little bit, so I'm leaving about 1 centimetre from that bend. And then with my round nose pliers, I'm just going to turn a loop. So I'm making sure my pin is nice and flush, so the whole pin turns, holding that last bead in with the spacer between my thumb and my finger, just to give myself a little bit of purchase so it doesn't ping away or move up the pin. And then I'm just going to turn, so I've got 2 little loops on either side. I'm now going to just add my pretty crystal heart directly onto the pin. Again, if you wanted, you could add some extra beads onto that. It's so sparkly. And again, I'm going to bend, only this time I am going to bend. I'm putting my heart on so it goes up from the bottom, the pointed part. You could, if you wanted, position it the other way round if you fancied, but I'm going to pop it this way. And I'm just going to bend that pin in between that little kind of crevice. So just popping my pliers on and giving the pin a little bend back. Going to do the same, going to take my cutters and I'm going to trim off, so I'm leaving about 1 centimetre. And then with my round nose, I'm going to turn another little loop. Try and fix the spring on my pliers while I'm there. I don't think I've got a pair of pliers at the moment which aren't broken. I do use them an awful lot though. I've been using them every day for the past 3 years. So I'm going to give it a little flick up, reposition my hand, and then tiny little rotations to turn that pin all the way. And now I've just got the very challenging task of just positioning it together. So I'm going to open up the loop at the top that I've just made. So I'm just going to give it a little flick and I'm going to attach those 2 together. So that link is going to attach directly onto the other one, which is going to give me nice kind of oscillating kind of movement. I'm now going to attach my charm directly to the bottom. Again, if you've multi-bought the kits, you might want to swap them over. That would look really pretty actually, wouldn't it? Oh, sorry, my camera's wobbling. I'll stick with what I've put together. And then I'm going to just open that. So I'm just opening it like a jumper and giving it a little flick towards me, sliding it on and closing it over. And then all I need to do is take my pinch bail, pop that on and add it to the chain. So I'm going to take one of the chains off that I have here because I don't have a spare one to hand. So again, I'm just checking where that little stamp is. That's going to be at the back. I've got, you can see if I hold it here, how those 2 little pegs kind of sit next to each other. So You can open it up with your fingers, but a little pair of pliers, just open it out just a little bit. So just opening those pegs, I can then attach that top loop through there, and then you can again close over with your pliers at the end if you want to, but just giving that a little pinch will lock those in place. And then I'm going to get my gorgeous snake chain out, and you can see that bail loop is nice and large, so I can get my chain through easily. And I have made a lovely dangly necklace to match my very pretty bracelet. Job's a good one. What have I missed? Little kits for presents for girls from Frank. Yeah, these would be ideal, Nina, I think, for that. I can think of at least 4 little girls off the top of my head that would be made up with this. And there's 3 in each colourway, so I might have, saying 4, just because I've got 4 colours out, I could probably name quite a few in his class. Esther's in. Hello. Sorry I'm late from a very cold but sunny Preston. Hope everyone's well. The sun is now starting to beam and blind in my face. It's lovely. Judith says, these are lovely. I wish I had young people to give them to. My grandkids are adults now. I bought the Christmas enamel charms a year or 2 ago for wine glass charms, and they're still good. I made them, Judith, for I made them years ago for the tutorial now, didn't I? But I gifted them to my husband's cousin, but also my sister-in-law, and it doesn't matter what time of year it is, even though they are little Christmas charms. Whenever I go round to her house, if we're lucky enough to have a little glass of wine, she always puts them on. They're always on, so we can identify who glass is who, which is lots of fun, and they do hold up well. Camille says, very pretty. Mina says, all the kits for these have fallen into my basket, and Emmeline says, very pretty as well. Thank you so much. So that was it. Look, there's the sunshine. They are a really good little gift bundle. I mean, I'd wear that. I don't need to gift it to a little person. I just think because you're getting so much in there, I thought they were good, like beginner makes, and you're getting so many different findings. It gives you the opportunity to kind of play around with the design a little bit. You don't have to make the pendant how I've done. You can take little components apart. You can do little different sections, just that little beaded bit in the middle you could add on to a bracelet, a little sliding bracelet or something like that. There's loads of things that you could do with them. So I'm glad that you like them. I hope that you did anyway. They are £7.99. It makes up 3 sets. So if you get the aqua, the pink, the red or the white, you're going to get enough to make 3 bracelets and 3 necklaces in each of those for £7.99. So good little stocking fillers. You might just want to get them just to think of warmer, sunnier days. Thank you so much for being with me today. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Jan says, thank you. They're very pretty. They've fallen into a basket. Rachel says, beautiful. And Amina says, why not? It'll be a payday deal for me. I think for the price of them, I mean, if you do sell your jewellery, it's people often say, how much would you sell this for? And it really depends on where you're selling. You can go to certain craft fairs and market stalls and whatnot, and depending on the area you're in, the other businesses around, that can play a factor into it. How much you pay for your materials? Well, you're getting 3, so you could divide the cost of your kit per bracelet and necklace. You could have a little look at how much you'd like. I think if you were to just buy the snake chain on its own, I think that's about £1.50. Let me check for you. The snake chain on its own is £1.25. So you could add your components like that together. And then how long does it take you to make? I think these are really quick makes. But if, I've seen a few little ones that have been making stuff to raise money for their school. There's kind of like brownie groups and things like that. I know they often make little crafts. So I just think they're really, really sweet. And I think for £7.99, they're a real bargain. If you do sell them, you definitely get your money back. I'm quite confident. Joanne says, gorgeous, thank you for a fab tutorial and have a lovely day. I hope you have a lovely day. Hope you all have a really lovely week. If you're watching in the US, then I'm wishing you a happy Thanksgiving. Mina says, love it, thank you. Got 2 busy weekends for Christmas fairs, so these would be lovely. Good luck with them then, Mina. I'm going to be back with you on Monday. What am I making Monday? Could be anything. I don't know. I don't know where I am from one day to the next at the moment. It could be a necklace, could be a bracelet, could be anything. So sure it'll be jewellery based, but come and join me then if you can, and you'll have a surprise like I will. Thank you all for being with me. I'm going to go and make more stuff. Have a lovely week and a lovely weekend, and